This conversation is brought to you by philosopherstalk.com, where thinkers discuss.
Created by AITalkerapp.com. Create your own animated conversations. Link in the description.
Welcome back to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. When we left off, the champion was patiently explaining calibration to a man who still insists tomorrow is a mystery.
Tomorrow remains a mystery, Gottfried, calibration or no calibration, and I intend to spend this round proving it.
Before you swing, allow me to actually finish laying out the case properly, since you have spent an entire round interrupting a man mid-demonstration.
Go on then, finish your demonstration. The audience and I are both patient men tonight.
I hold that probability is not vibes dressed up in numbers. It is a genuine extension of logic itself. The same way 2 plus 2 extends into deductive certainty, degrees of belief extend into a calculable science of partial certainty.
For the folks keeping score at home, he is saying that being 60% sure of something follows rules just as strict as being 100% sure of something.
Precisely, and those rules can be written down, checked, and verified independent of anybody's mood or gut feeling, which is considerably more than your school of thought ever offered a confused public.
Let me give the man his due before I take him apart, because a fair fight requires I state his position honestly, however much it pains me to be generous on live broadcast.
How gracious, do proceed! I am certain the generosity will not last.
Leibniz here is arguing that once you accept evidence as a starting point, the movement from that evidence to a confidence level is not guesswork at all. It is a logical relation as rigorous as any proof in geometry, and I will grant that this is a serious position, seriously argued.
Serious enough that I suspect you are only stating it fairly so the crowd admires how thoroughly you are about to demolish it.
You suspect correctly, Gottfried. A good commentator always sets up the play before he shows you exactly how it falls apart.
Then show me, since apparently admiration was never actually on the table tonight.
Here is the trouble. Your logical relation only ever tells you how confident to be given the evidence. It never once tells you whether the world itself is going to cooperate with that confidence. And that gap is exactly the gap I've been shouting about since round one.
That gap exists in every science ever practiced by man, including the sciences you yourself claim to respect.
Which brings me to the point our Austrian friend down the historical road eventually built an entire philosophy around, though he is a century too young to stand in this ring himself.
Do enlighten the cheap seats again, since apparently no broadcast is complete without you teaching a class nobody asked to attend.
For anyone just joining us, a claim only earns the name scientific if there exists some possible observation that could prove it wrong. A theory that predicts everything and forbids nothing has not actually told you anything at all.
And you believe my calculus forbids nothing?
I believe your 70% forecast survives a win and quietly survives a loss too, and any claim dressed up to survive every single outcome has stopped being a prediction and started being a costume.
Allow me the same courtesy you claimed a moment ago. Let me state your position honestly before I return the favor and dismantle it in front of this entire arena. Hume believes that unless a claim can be caught in a single clean failure, it has told us nothing, that science must risk a decisive death blow on every single outing or forfeit the name of knowledge entirely. And I confess there is a certain brute clarity to that demand.
There is more than clarity, Gottfried. There is honesty. A claim that can never lose has never actually been tested.
Except your demand, taken seriously, would have thrown out half of mathematics, most of medicine, and every insurance table ever drafted, since none of them offer a single clean knockout blow either. They offer patterns across thousands of trials, exactly the sort of pattern my calculus was built to honor.
Patterns across thousands of trials are fine, Gottfried, provided somebody is honest enough to say when the pattern has broken, and your camp has never once been willing to name that moment in advance.
I have named it plainly. A model is broken when its long-run calibration drifts from its stated confidence. That is a testable claim with a clear failure condition. Whether you choose to accept the courtesy of hearing, it is entirely your own affair.
A failure condition so distant and so easily explained away that it might as well not exist at all, which is precisely my complaint restated in your own vocabulary.
Then perhaps, David, the true difference between us is not logic at all. It is patience. You want your verdict delivered tonight, and I am content to let the calculus prove itself across 100 more contests.
100 more contests in which you will still find a reason every single time. That is not patience, Gottfried. That is a man who has built himself an argument he can never lose.
We shall see who cannot lose an argument, David, because I sense round 3 is going to get considerably louder than either of us has allowed so far.
Considerably louder sounds about right, folks. Stay in your seats, because I do not believe either man in this ring intends to leave it quietly.